Hey, buddy. Hey. There it is. All I do on the piano is compose, which is very slow, and I use the paper and compose, and that's it. I don't really play the piano. So. If you're composing, it's great, because you can see how all the chords lay out. When Phish started, I didn't know I was going to be in a rock band. I thought I was going to be a composer. A lot of the first Phish stuff was heavily composed. Like there's this tune, Foam, that we do. But this is all written out. It's a big chart. It's all, and also, You Enjoy Myself was that. A lot of early stuff. It wasn't like rock music. I don't really know what it was. It's a weird band. I mean, it's not really, I don't know what kind of music this is. You know what I mean? All that shit. One guy who was in the band pretty much quit because it's like, what the hell is this? This is the boring reality of what I do every morning now, which is that all these lyrics are wrong. So now I have to write them all down again. I pulled the thread out of the air, golden and shining, as thin as a hair. I always have a lot of projects going on, tab, solo acoustic, but the musical center of my life is Phish. And we've been playing together since 1983. How you doing?
Good, man.
I'm sitting here like working on Thread right now.
Yeah. Basically, just refer to the demo for the tempo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause it's like
I hadn't gotten that far yet. It's so funny. I was just sitting here like I was doing my room, and I was just thinking of that tune. Like I was just singing.
I know it sticks in my head so much.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? It's like I pulled the thread out of the air, and I think we kind of got it up because we were excited. You know, that was me.
It was hopping right along.
It was hopping. So that's all. That's the only thing I was gonna say. I really liked Come Together, Frost, Case of Ice and Snow, and that Love's Only Number thing. That's just the best.
Well, that one seemed almost the most whole to me with just a little that we put on it. That's good. That's great.
Then Mike will have a couple songs, and Paige will have a couple songs, and you'll have, whatever, and then we'll have songs.
Yeah, that's great.
We need songs right now because we're trying to do this thing called the Baker's Dozen, where we're going to do 13 consecutive nights at Madison Square Garden, and we're going to try to do them without any repeats. So that'll be probably about 280 songs. You know, most bands do a similar show every night. So my head is kind of exploding about the whole thing. It's exciting. I am writing this long form thing that I'm into now. This Ghosts of the Forest idea. My oldest friend, Chris, is now in this battle with cancer. He's stage 4. He used to hunt elk. That's like where the title idea came from, Ghosts of the Forest. They call elk Ghosts of the Forest because you could be following a trail and they just vanish. You never know when the trail's gonna end. I was thinking about my only sibling is passed away, Chris, and both the girls grown up. It's all just so fleeting. Misty ships on the horizon line, and the Golden Dome is waking. Morning birds arc in magnetic parade, the dawn is slowly breaking. Vapor splits into yellow light. The air is burning rapture. Phantasm rings of golden heat in red hypnotic pastures. And high up on the mountaintop, the silver smoke is rising. High up on the mountaintop, it twists and turns and drifts toward the sea. The sea. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. And the ghosts are out to greet me. A couple of albums ago, a door started opening up for me in terms of writing about personal things. I wrote a song about my sister called Miss You after she died. Once that door opens, it's like a floodgate. Suddenly you want to start writing about what you're really feeling in your personal life in a much more direct way. Suddenly I'm writing about Sue, and I'm writing about my family and friends. And I want to talk to them and find out, what is my mom's perspective? You know, what is my dad's perspective? Even as a parent, I've got my own story about how I raise my kids and stuff. You know, and maybe I just want to learn the truth. My dad worked in Princeton. My mom never really fit in Princeton. She was a New Yorker through and through. When I was 18, she said, go raise some money. We painted a couple of houses or something. And I went and became a street musician in Europe. That's the kind of thing she would always encourage me to do. Very creative and wrote books. There's all kinds of creative people on that side of the family.
I think I've told you this before. When you were really little, 4, 5, 6, you went to so many plays all the time. Peter Pan.
South Pacific, West Side Story.
I mean, Christy and you both knew the lyrics to every single Broadway song.
Yeah.
A lot of Christy's friends come and have lunch with me on this bench.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, let's go to Christy's bench and have lunch. And, you know, it's really good.
I love the bench.
I love the bench. You know, during that whole time, I mean, you were. I don't know what we would have done without you. There's no good thing to say about it. It sucks.
I know.
It just sucks.
It sucks.
Anyway, there you go. But back to music.
I remember you guys had big parties,
We had big parties.
and it went on for 2 days with the speakers on the roof.
We did.
And everybody
We
was
were
listening
young.
to great
We
music.
were like young, early 20s. And
But your sense of adventure was magnetic and also paved the way.
yeah.
Like when you're like, I'm going to Barbados with a backpack, you
Yeah,
know, to
yeah.
go live on the beach.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, I'm off to India, it basically said to me that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And I know that it was important to you that both Christy and I knew there was a world outside of
But yes, and
that suburban block that we lived
oh, it's
on.
definitely. You try and do the best you can, you know? I don't know.
Remember in hockey, we had the lead puck and everything, remember? And the 50 shots before dinner and then all that stuff. It was great, and I loved playing hockey because it was fun to be good at something, and I loved playing hockey because it was with Dad, and I wanted to do
Right.
stuff with Dad.
Yes.
But no matter how good I got, like it wasn't enough. It
Well,
was like
that's
never
true.
enough. In the meantime, I was playing music,
Yeah.
and
Happy.
oh man, every bit of like anger and frustration and joy was coming out in music.
You never stopped drumming. You drummed all the time. When you were 2, 3, 4, it was like, and you used to sit behind me in the car, and you would, and it's like this all day long, for long car trips, like, and then remember in PDS in 5th grade, you're getting kicked out of class because
Yes.
you were, and that was why. Stop drumming, Trey, and you couldn't, and I
I got kicked out of chorus for drumming.
you must have been born with just way too many notes in your brain, and that you'll spend a lifetime never getting them all out. Then I look at you up there and I think, wow, he is so happy, and how great is that?
It feels like everything just fell into place, and the result I can read on other people's faces. It's not just that I'm having fun, it's that they are. You know what I mean? Or pages. I felt like that with Tom, like in eighth grade, when we'd like write a song, all of a sudden we'd be like, oh!
I thought it was great. It
About
was
those
scary
things,
at times. I didn't like it at times because it was scary because it was too big. I felt like you just were trapped in this madness and you couldn't see a way out. And I think that's why things went south, you know? The first time you played at Madison Square Garden, and everybody was like taking pictures of the marquee, and oh my God, your name was up there, Fish was up there. Whoa, this is the most exciting thing ever. We were so happy. And then to stand back and look at these people, all these people, I thought this is just too scary, and it's gonna get bigger. It just scared me to death. And I was right. It did get a little big there for a while.
When I'm in the barn, I feel the presence of my grandmother, my grandfather, the lost and the loved ones. They're all a part of me. I don't float through life alone. I float through life with pieces of my father and pieces of my mother and friends. You know, we're part of a tapestry. And so this album is a lot about that. We're all here together and the weather's fine. Dancing in a dream beneath the sea of stars. The lights are crashing and the waves are splashing. Dancing in a dream beneath the sea of stars, A minor. Fish and Tony were two of the first people I met when I came to Burlington, and two of the most important musical collaborators in my life, and they've never played together. And I thought this project would be a great chance to start it off with the three of us. Build it from there. That's great. When you make records, you clean up all the edges for presentation. Put a click track on this to make it straighter. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be organic and alive and in the moment, like in the now. Hello? It's become a tradition that Fish plays every New Year's Eve at Madison Square Garden, and at midnight we do a thing that we call the Gag theatrical event. And this year I have a really cool idea that I can't wait to share with the guys. We're going to turn Madison Square Garden into an ocean, and the stage is going to become a pirate ship floating on top of it, carrying us along over the audience. It's going to be really cool. Brother!
Did you see that ride cymbal?
Wow.
I got that from this guy.
Oh my
It's just
God.
26-inch ride.
It's going to contribute to my deafness is the problem.
That's where I keep all my drum doodads.
Your herb.
Yeah.
Greatest thing you ever told me was that Tommy Lee really liked our Rolling Stone cover.
Yeah. He did. That was like the only thing he said to me. Hey man, I really liked you guys' Rolling Stone cover. I was like, thank you.
With the camera? No.
Yeah.
The shirt off.
the
He was like,
tutus.
yeah, no, he said something like, yeah, finally a band.
I was just saying, it was like a band on the cover, like not
giving a
trying to
fuck.
be cool.
Yeah,
It's like,
you
finally.
guys really aren't cool. Isn't that fucking amazing?
It was great.
It's a miracle that we still have a career after trying so hard to sabotage it,
No band has worked harder at shooting themselves in the foot.
destroy their own career. Yeah, that's great. All right, well, I'll just try this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll work. Well, everyone's together on the soul planet. There's one beating heart on the soul planet. love the half thing.
Well, that's.
So they're like
it's kinda
pirates
works.
up there, like moving the sail at that
Well,
point.
that's the thing.
It's like,
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know,
I-
pulling ropes and shit.
It's like.
It's so
you
good.
can't get enough of that.
You can't do it. You can't, there's
You can't
never
do
enough.
too much of that.
There's never enough half.
There's never enough having up the beat.
You have to put vocals on top, because everybody
Right,
has to
the
sing.
wind is the music part. Yeah. I thought maybe I would do just the regular wind is the music.
That'd be great.
Because I thought
Anything you
that
want.
Page doing the wind is the music
Yeah.
was a little hot. He might maybe do that.
Or
one.
you can do the Soul Planet. Or
Oh, Soul
Screaming
Planet.
Through
Oh.
Space.
Oh, right, right.
You can kind of do whatever you want to do.
Everyone's together on the Soul Planet. There's one beating heart on the Soul Planet, dancing and breathing
Planet.
on the Soul Planet.
And you go,
No need
Soul
to be
Planet.
running on the Soul Planet. Everyone's together, and there's one big ocean, and the ocean is love, and everybody's reaching. And we're leaning on each other on the Soul Planet. Keep on.
I mean, visually, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
But musically, it's just fucking rock,
Yeah.
which is great. It's just a pocket, get a good pocket going, and
Yeah.
go.
And
Kind of
the
minimal
favorite part
arrangement, you know?
By
It's like
far is that we're passengers on the boat.
Oh, yeah.
And the wind is
Yeah.
the music blowing us
Yeah,
along
yeah.
over the sea of people.
you can definitely get behind that. I mean, it is what we've been doing for 34 years.
That's what it feels like, except when it's bad. And then it feels
Well,
like when it's bad,
it
it's
feels like
me doing it.
Well, no, that feels like it's just sort of like the boat's taking on water, and it's just, you know,
And like I'm-
listing. everybody's
Yeah.
everybody's panicking in their own way.
Let's show you this picture.
Who's that?
Seacott.
Is that Seacott?
Yeah, he's bald now.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Isn't that great? He's like a badass, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
I like it.
He's always looked like a badass. That's a great photo.
I know.
I've never seen him with
Well,
the
his hair was
shaved
falling
head.
out from the chemo.
Oh, he's going through chemo?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
No, he's got stage 4 cancer. It's like it's bad.
Seacott?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know
tell
that
you?
at all. No.
Oh, that's so weird. I didn't tell anybody for like a long
yeah,
time.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just didn't want to talk about it because it was like really bumming me out. But he did a biopsy and they found out he has adrenocortical cancer, stage 4,
That sucks.
like serious cancer.
He might beat
And,
it. He's the kind of guy that if he beat it, I actually wouldn't be surprised.
I hope he does.
Yeah.
Great guy. Anyway. The first day I ever came to Burlington, I was 18 years old. I came to look at UVM, and I went out and I saw Big Joe Burrell and the Unknown Blues Band.
Rip it, rock it, really pop it, flip it, flop it, David Crockett. Every time I hear that mellow saxophone.
One of the greatest, most life-changing nights ever.
Roll, roll, roll. Bop, bop, bop.
And Tony Markellis was his bass player, who's now the bass player in Tab. And that was like a big part of the reason I wanted to move to Burlington. Here's my dorm from when I was a freshman. Right there, there's Fish's room. He was a few halls down from me, he was a freshman, and he had his drum set in his room. And I went over and jammed with him, I had my amp, and we started jamming right away. And that was like 35 years ago. When we were just starting out, we used to play at Nectar's over there, and this was the band house. This house, this is where we lived. That was Fish's room right there. Every day at 1 o'clock, I would have to go up there and wake him up. He'd like to sleep. The Nectar's is one block there, so we would go over there and you'd do 3 sets. And he'd say, you know, play Mustang Sally or play a slow one. And then at 7, it would kind of switch to like bar scene, and then for the late night set, all our friends would be there, and it would turn into this crazy Iculus game henge, people screaming and all this stuff. But then afterwards, we would usually go out until 2 in the morning and go like to the Quarry or go to Howard Johnson's or something like that. And I remember walking in that door with all the sheet music that was You Enjoy Myself. And Jeff, our first guitar player, just being like, what is this? I'm not doing this. And Paige being like, I'll do it. Yeah, let's do it. In the basement. And then learning all the do-do-do-do-do down there. It says the Hood Plant. It was the Hood plant. That's where they, you know, packaged the milk when we were living there, and that's where the song came from. A previous owner of the small house was named Mr. Miner, so we used to get all his mail. And he would get these, like, you know, like Publishers Clearinghouse. Thank you, Mr. Miner. And we were always like, thank you, Mr. Miner. Turn around there. You look up on the second floor. That's where Sue lived. She was like a waitress at a bunch of local, and she lived right up there. And I lived right here. She was 19. Still together. All right, let's go. Dude, Rob, man.
How's Fishman?
Fish is good. What a fucking distance he's gone.
Yeah.
From the fucking laundry pile.
Right.
You remember that? Like in the greenhouse, he had a laundry pile
Yeah.
and 2 drumsticks.
Yep.
He didn't even have a bed.
No, I know. He would just sleep
He
on the
just
laundry
slept
pile.
on the laundry pile. I go up there. He's got 5 kids, this amazing wife.
He's got a bed.
He's got a bed. He's got a bed. It's just like, it's
On a
like,
country mile. It should be.
it's just like put everything in B gets a skip from his voice these days.
Great.
I just, B gives me, yeah. Here, let me stop it for a second. So it goes, boom, it goes, well, everyone's together on the soul planet. There's one beating hard on the soul planet, bouncing and breathing on the soul planet. We keep on, like so,
That's it.
double that. Keep on rolling.
Same thing.
Spinning and a turning on the soul planet. Keep on rolling, keep on to G.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
But it, and everybody's reaching that, yeah, 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 yeah. Like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So here's what it sounds like with Fish playing.
Okay.
There's a slow stream of power on the, and the power is love on the, and the wind is music on the, screaming through space, we're screaming through space, and everyone's together, and there's one big ocean, yeah, and the ocean is love, and everybody's reaching. Now comes the D to D. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Not E, yep. Not to G. And the ocean is love. And the ocean is love. And the music, yeah. Wind is the music. And the ocean is love. Yeah. I think it goes F sharp now. Fish's voice sounds really good on that, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Soul Planet. That's
It's
a
like
good
one of
place
his
to keep
thing
him.
for. It's a good thing for him. Yeah.
And he also only has to stay on one note the whole
That's
time.
good. That's also good. That's cool, man. That's great.
sounded
That's gonna
so
be great.
good.
It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be another year.
Another year. They keep coming.
They just keep rolling. 18. Doesn't seem like 18 years since Big Cypress.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
But
That's a lot.
At Big Cypress, I had a 6-week-old daughter. Now I got an 18-year-old daughter. Here we are. We come a long way from the little house.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I think this last year has brought it back to that fun. I really think
I agree.
that the fun we were having when we were rehearsing in the basement or up in Fishin's room there at that little house, and the comfortableness of walking on stage and having fun, and just it felt very similar to walking on stage at Nectar's and just having all those people there and, you know, loving it and just the joy of it. It's still there. It was hard to keep a close hold on that joy for all those 30 years or 35 years or whatever, but I really feel like it's back. I'm back to that spot again where I'm feeling that joyous about it again. It's back, baby.
I agree, man. I really do. All right, man.
That was great. Thank
See you soon. Thank
Thanks.
you. When I was like 16, my parents were getting divorced, and I remember a tangible feeling of things coming apart. Everything was kind of falling apart. My sister was off to college, we were selling the house, and my music friends became sort of my new family, and they still are to this day. Okay. Man. Dude, that amp sounds, I can't believe how good that amp sounds. What's the dynamic sound like?
That's the dynamic, and well, actually, they're not that different.
Try the ribbon.
I gotta adjust the gain over here.
Oh. Does that sound cool up there? Can I hear that? Oh, that's great, man. That's like fucking funeral shit. Hold on, one more time. Now move it to here. Gong, gong, ding. I just really like those bass notes alone. You know?
Right.
Later.
Okay, vocal time.
What even was it that I thought would last? Would last? Would last? Would last?
Cool.
That ties that bit together.
Ghost of the forest.
Half note.
Slower, louder. Almost. No, I hate that. That's just way too.
It's horrible.
Yeah. That's good.
So it's coming up on the synths.
Okay, okay.
It's like a creepy ice cream truck or something.
Just go. Yeah. Try it again. Try it again.
Cool.
Fucking awesome, man.
Great. All right.
You're talking about things I've never done before. This. Like this kind of an album. Like emotional, spacious. We're like the playing band. But like with these, like the way this, I don't know, these things just go where they go. I can't vouch for anything. You know, like I said, it's gonna just roll forward and all of a sudden one day it's gonna be like, it's done. Whatever it may be. This may just be like a guidepost to something that gets played live. Who fucking knows? I just can't tell. This is not what I expected. And I'm liking it.
I know you know that you are me and I am you, and we are here and you're the one to take me down. So take me down, take me down. My lips, the cool air pushes me down. In a rush, I turn my head
right, get ready, because we're going. Oh man, I remember all this. It's making me a little bit almost like nervous, like walking to this house where I haven't been in 15 years. It's like where my kids grew up. Just sort of. Ghost of the forest. I'm really feeling it now. The whole ghost of the forest thing. Because I used to hang out back here a lot. Like I always walked to the barn through the woods. I think I see it. I could just knock on the door and say, can I look inside? One of these here. I put that basketball hoop up. I feel like a creeper looking at this guy's house. Hello. Sorry, we're walking through your woods. Hi, I'm Trey.
How you doing?
Nice to
used
meet
own
you.
This house a
I
couple
did.
times.
I didn't mean to like be creeping you out walking through your woods.
It's Vermont. We're pretty
Yeah,
casual.
we're just like walking.
You had a
along.
camera crew. You couldn't have been up to too much.
No. Hi. I'm Trey.
Right, so we met at South End Kitchen one day.
Yes.
And we talked
I
about
remember
our
that.
house, yes.
Oh my God. We
Yes.
met.
Welcome.
Is this freaking you out?
Not a bit.
Okay.
This isn't freaking you out.
No.
Coming out to get dinner.
So great that you guys got the garden and the chickens going, and
Yeah, we're trying.
I love this house.
I love this house.
Enjoy
Why don't you
it.
guys come in?
Oh,
Yeah, come on.
oh my God. Thank you for letting me look at this. I'm taking these off. Hi. I used to live here.
You're Trey.
Yeah. I play in Fish.
Opal, she goes to my school too, and she's in my grade. And she told me that you guys used to live in. I was like, whoa. Did you guys have the room like upstairs?
That was sort of like my little studio. Like I had a soundboard in there, and I used to write songs.
Cool.
Like,
Did
a lo-
you like play any of the songs that you wrote?
Oh yeah. No, some of the bigger Fish songs were written up in that room, because that's the room with a really good vibe. I mean, I don't know whose room that is, but whoever it is must have a good vibe. My daughter was born right here.
That's the chair that I sit in at dinner.
Right there. Her crib was right there because she liked the warmth of the wood stove. And so I wrote a song about her. It's called Billy Breathes. That was her nickname, was Billy. And she was so little, and I was like knocked out by the fact that she was breathing. Oh my God. And so I wrote this song up on that hill. Time it seems and broken dreams to sleep beside the stair. Oh. The rest of it's all music. That's all the words. But then there's a lot of music in the middle, which is kind of like what Fish does.
They do.
Fish crams a lot of music.
That's very cool. Fantastic.
You guys got the best house. That was so kind of you to let us in here. In your house.
Because it's the only picture that all four of us are in.
You gotta like just black me out, like cross me out.
With this stalker we found in the middle of October,
Yeah,
walking
that's
through
so
the woods.
All right, we're going. Morning, Mike. I love being at your old house.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. Jared turned me onto this. It's 5 loopers at once to use with your hand, and
my
you can instantly shorten them and lengthen them and add effects. And
It's a chaos oscillator? Is it like a
Roland.
chaos
It's just like
pad?
a standard Boss looper. With the classic 808 too.
What is that?
This is what what are all the classic, the first hip hop songs were all made on this.
Really?
But it's old school.
What are all these knobs do? So it goes.
The ocean is love, and anybody's beach.
Now it goes right there. It goes to the outro progression.
Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. E to G. And then when we go to F sharp, they turn the sail. Like with your bass, you're like turning the sail.
Okay.
It's huge.
Okay.
And you go dun dun, and Fish is like go 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 go. Yeah, Mike. Now to F sharp. The whole thing is starting to turn backwards now, facing the back of the garden. And the guys are pulling the ropes, and the fans are filling the sail with wind. Done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is where you are decluttering?
I'm just kind of like piecing things chronologically and then throwing a lot out, so.
You're not gonna throw that. Look at this, man. Look at how close we used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, I see videos from this period of time occasionally, and me and you are like so physically in sync. It's like one person.
Yeah.
And it makes
Except
me sad
I'm
that you're so far away.
a tad behind the beat sometimes.
I'm so happy that the sound is so good on stage that it's okay, but I kind of want to walk over next to you.
Look at this one. That's
Look at
maybe
Fish.
not as
No dress.
Oh, speaking of New
Oh,
Year's.
that's not the dude show. Oh, that is great. Please bring that back. God,
At
you
least
look
for
like,
Halloween, it's pumpkins, right?
You look like you could be in like an amazing 80s band. What are you doing with all these? Can you send
I'm
some
just
of
putting
these?
them chronologically and oh yeah.
Are you sending them to? Are you sending them to?
This is for Kevin.
Shapiro,
See,
right?
this year,
Don't-
this is
don't
all,
throw
this
all
is
this
all
shit
Kevin.
out, dude.
Well, some of it's just crappy, but
Oh my God. Is that like the
It's
Clifford
one
Ball?
of the
or-
first one, 97. So, oh, Clifford Ball is 96.
That's great win.
Yeah.
That's a great win.
Yeah.
Look at that picture.
Bad for our second festival.
That was not bad for our second festival. Mikey, you did it. Good dog. You like music, don't you? This album is a lot more personal. There's a lot of fear and confusion in this album, and sadness. I'm not even close to done, and I'm already getting to the point where I like, some days I put it on, I'm like, this, I hate this. And the next day I'm like, oh, this is okay. I'm kind of a little bit lost at sea in that way, to be perfectly honest. I want to be alive and in the moment, like in the now, you know what I mean? Blue morning, walking down the street. Hear the rhythm from the soles of my feet on the pavement. And I reach out my hands and touch the building that's beside me. I look into the air up above my head, thin layer of clouds in the open sky. All the stars are handles on doors. If I could touch them with my fingers, they would open up. The sea of love, ruby waves rolling down on my head. An ocean of love would carry me up from this prison of lies. If I could touch the stars with my fingertips, the doors would open all around me. Gonna escape from this prison of lies. Escape from this prison of lies. Gonna escape from this prison of lies. Still has gone nowhere. That might actually be good with drums. a keeper. When I was a kid, I was lucky enough that my dad wanted to coach me in hockey. At the same time, he was very intense and there was a lot of pressure. I just wanted to please him, and there were times when I felt like that was an unachievable goal. Where are we going, Dad?
Ben Spoon. Want ice cream?
I'll take a little Ben Spoon. Then I got older and I started to see that everything I learned from him taught me how to live. I mean, he taught me to see a goal and achieve it step by step. He taught me to be on a team, which is what being a band is. And I'm so grateful to him for that now. You know, I hope I was a good dad to my kids.
I want to park here. Perfect. I'll take care of the meter. You do not want to get a parking ticket here. They're $45.
Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you.
This happens all the time.
Hi, nice to see you. Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
This is fucking
Hi,
insane.
Sammy, I'm Trey. Nice to meet you.
This happens all the
You want to
time.
do a picture? Oh, thank you so much. Have a good time. Have a nice day. Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Good. The one thing that I really wanted for you was a bachelor's degree, because I thought if Fish didn't work out, with a bachelor's degree would give you more flexibility as a musician. You could teach if you chose to.
Right.
What I didn't want was for you to be restricted by not having a degree. And of course, it all turned out to be moot, because who cares now?
Right. Right.
But, you know, back in the Kenny's Castaway days, I wasn't certain it was going to work out.
If you thought any differently, you'd be insane.
Yeah, of course. The night where I really became aware of the phenomenon
Yeah.
was the Paradise in Boston.
Right.
When we showed up there and the street was blocked off and there were 5,000 kids in the street trying to get in an 800 capacity club, that night it was clear that you actually were building something
Right. Right.
that had legs. Now, did I ever think you'd be at MSG 54 times? No. And, you know, everything turned out great. There were challenges, but...
What were the challenges? I'm trying to think of what I should say.
There was one major challenge. Your health, which you dealt with.
Right. Right.
You know, after the arrest and the drug court and all that other kind of stuff, it turned out exactly as it should have.
We borrowed what even happened, sir?
I remember...
I'm talking about more like
Well,
Taft era and stuff
I
like
did-
that. And then, you know, like
that
when I came home,
yeah,
we were living in the condo and I had people in the basement.
I remember that. I have fond memories of those 6 months when
Right.
you were living in the
I
condo.
do too.
We didn't have any big conflicts.
No, actually, no. I don't remember it that way at
No,
all.
and,
I actually have nice memories about
yeah.
that. No, we used to have 4 brown and served sausages, a slice of American cheese, and English muffin for breakfast. And then for dinner, we had 4 Hebrew National hot dogs,
Exactly.
a slice of American cheese, and English muffin.
And
I have great memories of that.
we
I
had,
love that.
We had
That was
iceberg lettuce salads with good seasons dressing.
He's right. There are no women around to tell us not to do it.
There were no women. No. Some of the fondest memories I have from then, it's the night we watched The Day After on TV and you went downstairs and started to compose Divided Sky. I have very vivid memories of all of that. And it's one of my favorite things you do today. I was proud of you before anybody knew who you were other than me. Truly. Very proud of you. And all you've done as a father and a citizen. I'm as proud of you for that kind of thing as I am for you as a musician. I'm being a good father, a husband, and all those kinds of things. You know,
And the best role model, I have to say.
the hardest thing in my relationship with Grandpa was my failure to learn how to communicate with him when I was younger in ways that reflected what my real needs were or my
Right.
problems were.
Right.
I didn't know how to do it. I didn't have the mechanism of vocabulary or experience or insight.
Did you feel like he put a lot of pressure on you? Because a
Yes.
buttload of pressure on you.
Yeah, in the same way I put pressure on you. And, you know, I would find ways to rationalize it or defend it,
Right.
account for it. But yeah, and, you know, when you think about the rigorous practices,
Well, I mean,
I think,
oh, go ahead.
no, I put a lot of pressure that was probably motivated in the right way, but executed in the wrong way. Never putting myself in your shoes, because if I had for a minute, I might have understood that I was communicating in a more harsh way or more demanding way,
Right.
a more deliberate way than was necessary.
Right.
So today, 77 years old, I would behave in different ways than I did when I was 23 years old.
Right.
I don't beat myself up about it so much that I'm depressed, but I think about it.
Citified by then. They were too cool for school.
Do you remember how fun it was taking our daughters on tour every summer?
It was the best.
Wasn't that
It was
incredible?
my favorite family time. On the bus, 5 or 6 weeks, you know, at least, cross the country and back.
Right.
And it was amazing. Locked in a bus, you know, at that age.
Yes.
It was, you know, very special. And
they
then
didn't
remember
come
the
into
Star Trek? You had the Star Trek
Yeah.
running all the time. So whenever you got on the bus, it sounded like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Enterprise.
Oh, we had the
And you guys
DVD
watched Star
series,
Trek
and it
every
just went
night. So I mean, like every tour had its own. Like there was the Star Trek tour.
That was
There was
great.
the Lord of the Rings tour. The
I love
Doctor
that.
Who tour. From the get-go, we started dating like the first time
I
you
remember
had
that,
it.
after our first date. We went to Nectar's, and the next day I had to do like a 6-day Southern tour.
Right.
I don't remember any
Yeah.
blowback from you ever about that.
No.
And probably almost like the opposite. Where you're kind of like, oh, good. have
You've
a
been
good
home
time.
a while.
Yeah, no, I did.
Something to do.
Yeah, don't you have something to do?
Somewhere to be.
Did you have some tour to go on?
Lily's been having fun for the most part. There
Well,
were
we
a couple
had-
moments.
There are a
So
couple-
fun.
There are a couple
But-
of non-fun moments.
No fun, do. You know, you were using and I was drinking a lot. You know, and that was all part of the social anxiety. You know, like it was my way too, like managing that whole craziness. So when that all went away, it was just, oh my God. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what. Well, you would have died, I think. I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna die the night you got arrested. That's what I thought when the phone
I'm
rang at
glad.
4 in the morning. I was
Nick-
like, well, this is it. Very, very fortunate, very grateful. And, you know,
Yeah. Did you ever regret marrying me?
no. Nope. No, really.
In my mind, like everything had like gone,
Yeah.
and it was like sort of like, you know, like I failed and I messed up. Was how I felt.
Yeah.
Kind of always thought that you kind of figured that out. I knew you did. That's why I knew you wouldn't leave. I never thought you would anyway. I didn't want to leave, that's for sure.
Nope.
No way. I'm not going anywhere. Stuck with me.
I know. Too,
I-
too lazy.
I'm too lazy.
Too lazy to go anywhere.
Chris, he's like a funny guy. Because he's like a hard partying, gruff mountain man. But inside, he's like the biggest heart of anybody I'd ever met. He called me up, he said, I just went to the doctor, they said I have stage 4 adrenal carcinoid cancer. It's like a 4% survival rate. And you know, my sister died of cancer. You can't think of the 96, you gotta just think of the 4. 4 people survived. We met when we were 15.
We were 15 at Taft, and you loved fucking Led Zeppelin. And, and I was way into the Dead.
I had a fucking big stereo too.
Yeah,
I think my stereo was bigger than yours.
Your speakers are bigger than mine.
Yeah, so I win. What?
Remember Copenhagen? Remember?
Right. Oh, right.
Oh my god.
Didn't we take a ferry though?
That was part of it.
Yeah, because we were like
mock
skating,
hockey.
Yeah. Down the hall of the.
Out on the deck of the
You're like,
ferry.
like,
It's like, yeah,
like
it's
sock skating
it's
around
like
in the dark.
Torrential storm.
And then we finally got to Amsterdam at like
It's
7 in the morning. He takes like 2 hits of acid out of his pocket, and he goes.
I said, if you're a true friend of mine, you're not gonna let me do this by myself. As they were sitting on my tongue. And he's like,
And it's like 7 in the morning, and I had like a day off, and I had to play 2 shows, and I had been up all night. And I was like, ah. I was like, okay,
all right, fine. That's it.
So then he gave me 2 hits of acid. So then the next thing you know, we're like walking around Amsterdam for like a million years.
We rented bicycles.
Oh yeah.
Man, there's eons of stories. Just I don't know where to begin and where to end. You guys want a dose?
Yeah. Chris has a. Can you tell him about the port that you put the liquid acid in?
Yeah.
He has like a port here.
Yeah. A fresh edition. Where is it? Right there.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the magic port for putting. Yeah. It's way more effective that way, right into the main lining, the liquid.
And to think we spent all those years putting the liquid in our eyeballs.
Nothing compared
Tomorrow
to
tomorrow we're going to the hospital so I can get a port. Because I can't keep up.
God bless you, Bruce. Have a beautiful journey, and thank you so much. We all love Bruce Hampton. Thank you.
to wait until it's gone to know what love is. I thought that worked pretty good. This was good too yesterday. That was good. That was so cool. I love that. We should do this again. The more you get to know it, the better it's gonna get. Yeah. Miles Davis famously said, "The hardest thing in music is sounding like yourself." That's what I want this to be. I mean, I'll sing it better and I'll get the words more better, but I just think it's cool. The thing is, I love it so much. I love the process. I love writing music. I love being in the barn so much. Like, you know, who gets to do this?
We've moved through stormy weather when no other days are few, and we dream stuck all together, and love will carry us through, and love will carry us through.
And it's moments.
Fucking shit, man.
That was pretty good.
That's like a song. It's amazing.
That's a great song. I love that song.
The whole thing is like,
The
what
great-
a ride. That's fucking great, man. It just kept getting better and better and better. It's just like, what the fuck?
It's good.
Like when you and Isabella are joking about, you know, like not knowing where I am. Like, do you remember feeling like that?
I kind of remember feeling like that. I mean, remember Isabella used to like scream
She did?
and like grab your leg?
Oh, God.
You don't remember that?
I do.
Oh my God, it was a big whoop to do. She would like hold on to you so you couldn't get out the door and like scream and scream.
Ugh.
But I always remember like she was the little sister and I was the big sister, so I didn't cry. Get over it, Isabella.
Really?
Little sister.
But it was harder for her?
I think so. I guess my memories are kind of mom-centric of that time.
I was off rocking.
You were off rocking, I know.
I was off rocking. I don't think I missed anything important, you know. Well, daily stuff. There was probably a positive to it in terms of Mom and I think, this sounds weird, but it's not. She likes the space, and I think you do too, and your grandmother does.
Yeah.
Like, you like your time alone?
I really like my childhood. I'm actually like, I feel really lucky about the way I was raised. That creative energy was kind of amazing. It was like you would write musicals for us to perform in for the family, and it was so cool. And you used to dress up in a costume.
Which one?
Remember the Sleeping Fairy?
Oh, yeah, Sleeping
Remember we gutted the TV?
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I almost died.
I know. We wanted to turn the television into a diorama.
Right,
Because we didn't want to watch TV anymore.
right. That was great.
That was so cool.
So, we're gonna go into our house here.
What is it, really?
House of Fluffhead.
House of Fluffhead.
How's it going? Nice to meet you.
It's a trip running into you right now. Made days clean.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Fucking congratulations, man. That's great. 8 days?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I just threw out all my syringes. My empty packets.
Oh my God, fucking A, man. You okay?
Yeah. It's just a fucking emotional day, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I'm so happy that
Thank
you
you.
stopped.
Thank you.
Like, keep going, man.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
glad. I don't want these guys to.
Yeah, for sure.
Are they still?
See you
They're
around.
not doing it that
See you
right.
then.
So I'm sorry about this. Let's
Nah,
just think.
it's gotta do what you
Congratulations,
gotta do.
man.
I'll see you on tour.
Keep going. Keep
Yeah,
going.
thanks,
It's
Rick.
great. It's great. This is the coolest thing. This is like.
I was just looking at that. What
This is
that?
my big secret. Oh, I can't believe I'm giving away all my secrets. It's gotta be like that. It's like a texture.
Yeah.
But you keep playing melodies.
Can I push a button?
You hear that?
Yeah. What's plus?
Tap, tap. Now it's like.
Whoa.
Now, this is a Leslie speaker. This is so cool.
Whoa.
Fast.
Whoa.
That's my job. That's Dad at work.
Can't believe. I love you so much.
And the trumpet call is sounding, the trees are bending low. There's a great fire in the distance. There must be something more than this. And our shadows will all be dancing with red dust on our clothes when we leave by tornado. Elbows in the clouds and feet in the sky. And we're vibrating with love and light. We're pulsating with love and light in a world gone mad, a world gone mad. There must be something more than this.
We just finished the Baker's Dozen, and we didn't know when we walked on stage at the end that they were going to raise a banner. My dad used to take me to hockey games when I was 10 years old. I used to dream of having my name up in the rafters of Madison Square Garden as a hockey player. I never would have thought that it would be up there as a musician. But that's pretty cool.
Be something more than this. We're vibrating with love and light. We're pulsating with love and light in a world gone mad, a world gone mad. There must be something more.
Love is what we are, not something we make. No one can give it to us. No one can take it away. We don't fall in it. We don't get high on it. We all hope to find it, but we don't have to look too far. So this is where you learn how to swim. 'Cause love is what we are. Oh, God, I love it here. Like, I remember when you were like 14, like Trevor Day was hard. And I had you out on tour a couple times. Like, it was just me and you on the bus. We were going around.
I was 12.
Yeah, you were like
I was going through my
New York-
edgy 12-year-old.
You were edgy 12-year-old. You had cool
Yeah.
black clothes. I thought you were cool. I thought you were like the coolest person I'd ever met in my life. And I love the way you dressed and stuff. But you were into like your thing, and it wasn't that.
It was
and then
not, Fish,
and then
yeah.
the crowd was like going.
Could not.
And I was walking down the stairs this one night, and you were at the bottom. It was just me and you. I was having dad-daughter rock tour. I was so excited that you were on the road with me. We were both on the bus. And you were like I'm so bored. And then you go, you just entertained all those people, now entertain me. And I was kind of like dejectedly walking behind you, and people were still cheering. But I was thinking, this is such a metaphor for, you know what I mean? Like parenting teenage girls.
It wasn't really weird until just these past few years when I started going on Fish Tour.
Right.
And now I'm on Fish Tour.
Right.
Like most of my friends outside of Burlington are friends that I made through the scene.
Yeah. I just breathed in a bug. That's really gross. Is there anything you would wish you would have been different?
No, I had a very happy childhood. I was always happy with you and Mom. Like, generally all the things I think about that I would have changed were, my shit, you know? And, I guess, yeah, you and Mom definitely weren't amply prepared to deal with me. It was very clear, when I started dealing with issues and stuff, that you guys didn't know what to do.
Right.
And we're oh, God, we're, freaking out. And it worked out, you know? So it's all fine, but, definitely in the moment, I was I was freaking out because I felt like I was freaking you guys out. I was you guys clearly seemed.
I think you can't help but, as a parent, kind of thinking, is this, my fault? Or is, things that,
Yeah.
what could I do differently?
I mean, the thing was, I was very, very aware of you guys thinking that. And I was it just so hindered you from being able to objectively help me the best that you could because
right.
you were distracted, I guess, by worrying about being a good dad.
Right. Yep.
So
that's a very
which wasn't the problem.
Right. That seems like a big responsibility though for you in that moment to be worried about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That doesn't seem fair. You had a lot to think about other than worrying about us. We were okay. Man, look at this place. Wow. I want to go swimming.
It's such a beautiful world in such a brief time. It's such a brief time we get to be here. All together as friends they come and go. We stand in streams of water, a circle round the sun until our time is done. Until our time is done.
So when your kids become adults and you see them becoming adults, I start thinking, was I a good father? Was I there for them?
As friends they come and go.
I certainly understand my own parents more. Bella's a senior in college and Eliza's graduated and working. And it reminds me that that's the age I was when Fish started. And I think about my perception of my parents at that time and my feeling of wanting to break away. And so I'm gonna be in a band, we're gonna travel all over the world and get out from this, whatever it was. And today I feel exactly the opposite. I feel how fleeting certain things are and how precious they are.
To the end of my time. It's such a beautiful world in such a brief time.
Let's eat food.
Those were in the cans. I think first New Year's we played was the Boston Expo.
Yeah. It wasn't much of a gag.
No, it wasn't theatrical. It really wasn't a gag at all.
But we all wore tuxedos and Fish wore the...
that was the
He
gag.
wore a G-string that was a tuxedo.
He wore a tuxedo, yeah, exactly. New Year's '94 was the hot dog. Then we did a series of 4 runs with a fish tank created on stage. The next year was the Time Machine, we did a good gag with a guy that looked like Fish in the diaper.
and then one of my favorites that gets forgotten is that we did the Angels
on
The Snow
ladders.
Queen, the Snow Queens.
Yeah.
Yes.
On 7 Below.
And we had the snow falling.
Snow was falling, and the beautiful
that
angel
was,
women.
I thought Petrichor was.
Yeah. Petrichor was so cool.
There've been
some good ones.
Fish, look what you've started.
some funny stuff. And somewhere along the line, it just exploded into people. You know, the whole.
Fucking crazy, man.
Became iconic.
It became. I just put it on as a joke, and Tina said, "You got to wear that on stage. You look like Barney Rubble." So I did. I wore it for one gig at Nectar's. And the next day I came back in my street clothes, and Trey goes, "Where's the dress?" And I go, "What do you mean?" Because you can't not wear the dress now. You'll rot the gig. I continued to wear it for the next 35 years.
There was another
time.
There was another time you stopped wearing it.
Well,
and I gave you a hard time about it too. I remember.
Rotten another.
It made me so sad.
I started wearing a three-piece suit. Yeah. So during that period of time, I kind of became a little sullen, melancholy.
Melancholy.
Sullen melancholy.
And I started.
You were John Sullen Melancholy. That's why we called you John Sullen Melancholy.
I can introduce you that way.
John Sullen Melancholy.
John Sullen Melancholy. You give me
Like a really happy song.
No. I started a joke.
Oh yeah.
The whole world laughing.
You can even like wheel out a fake piano and I could play. Alone again.
Yeah.
I heard that driving home yesterday from the one.
Coming for you. John Sullen Melancholy.
And my father died.
If you look at it.
It's a good balance right now. Like everybody has the right amount of band and the right amount of space to exist outside of the world of the band. That was kind of a problem before we stopped in 2004, which is when I got kind of mixed up in like my personal problems like exploded to drinking too much and that kind of thing. And then like I ended up, you know, finally like getting arrested, which was strangely, it was kind of a good thing. Because like finally this like crazy thing that had been rolling along so insanely stopped. Everything just stopped. And I didn't talk to anybody. And then like about a year after that, the 3 guys came and visited me, which was like, I remember that. You know, like I wasn't allowed to leave. I was like sort of under house arrest. And they came and took me out to dinner. And that was really nice. And then we started like kind of like firing back up, and we just rebuilt like our life from that point on in like a much healthier way.
Sitting on the floor, thinking, breathing, burning, burning. I'm about to burn.
I think probably the difference in this album is that there's a lot of moments of real raw honesty. It's like a blues album, you know? Because a lot of the songs that I'm writing are full of like confusion and like fear, and like that's the thing that I hear most on this record. And that's kind of what I actually feel most of the time. It's fear. There's an underlying fear.
Hi. Thanks for staying.
Wow. Yes, indeed.
That's
And
what
I
he
needed
wanted.
to jump up and down, so thank you so much.
Your dad. It's so good to see you. There's so
It's
much
so
of him
good to
in
see
you.
you.
It makes me
That
warm.
is, that's what
it
I've been
warms
telling
my
people.
heart.
Like, that's the best compliment.
He was my favorite person ever. I loved him.
You didn't go one day in your entire life being with him that you didn't laugh at least once.
I know.
Oh, you were never
And the day he
bored.
was dying, he was still doing that. He kind of went to sleep sort of because he was just taking morphine, and we all started crying.
Yeah.
And then he woke up, and he goes, "What, did someone die or something?"
Fucking like, there's a dad for you. I was like, oh my god.
He was he was a professional partier. Many times throughout our friendship, where I'm like, I just want to go to bed, dude. You know what I'm trying to say? But it never happened. I could have gone to bed. Okay? You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, like, I'm getting older now.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of fun that we had.
Like
we would
Cam
like,
said.
yeah, we would like get up in the morning and we'd like, okay, let's just climb to the top of, you know, that Crested Butte mountain, like in our sneakers. Like, all right, come on, man, let's go. And we'd go. I'm never gonna have a friend like that ever again.
You're smiling at me from your picture frame, and I miss you. My life keeps on changing, but you stay the same. I miss you. You're everywhere. You're everywhere. You're everywhere.
That's me in the 60s, man. It was wild. There's some wild days. And then this is the girl I had a crush on. That was in New Jersey. I definitely remember having a crush on her, but I don't remember her name. We used to play Tetris on the bus in the back lounge. We used to play so much Tetris that I would dream about it. Like I was always seeing Tetris blocks falling in front of my face. That was a fun tour. I think it was 94. I can't remember it. It's crazy, man. It gets crazier the longer this all goes on.
Just wanted to give everybody a full orientation about what was gonna happen. Hey guys, house lights will go out, you guys will go up, you start to play Soul Planet, right? As soon as you start to play, Truss Above is gonna slowly descend right over your heads, super slow. Guys in the red jumpsuits and a couple of stagehands come out, and they're gonna very carefully distribute those wires and take up the slack. They're gonna drop the sail, we're gonna turn on the fans and attach it at the sides. Our cast members on the front are gonna turn it around while we have men on either side suspended as they spin. Then 10, 9, 8, it's all that, the timing. The cannons are gonna go off, the ceiling explodes, and you'll go into Auld Lang Syne, or what we're doing.
Yeah, we'll do something sunrisey.
Okay, okay, cool.
Velvet Sea, or I don't know.
Okay. Do you have any other? All right, we're ready to go. Take the stage.
Following you.
Thanks,
you guys have fun up there.
My mom? Yeah. Let me say hello.
Okay.
Hi, Tessa.
I can't tell them apart. Tessa's friend from school.
We have the same hat.
I have
Hi, Happy New Year. So you got 3 pants?
Yeah, I'm gonna. The intimidating thing is these suede sneakers take 20 minutes to put on because they get too tight.
You had good
The
sneakers
other
last time.
sneakers.
You want to go see Paige?
This is for Delia's teacher.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
If you don't mind using this.
Sure.
This is a
Good
cool-
poster.
This is a great poster.
Who did this?
I don't know. It looks like crumb.
Do you want it on here?
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah, it's great.
Here.
Thanks.
How about here?
Great. Thank you.
Colby.
Colby, it's a teacher.
Colby must be a good teacher.
Yes, sir. Mike, would you
This is
mind?
a good one, too.
Oh, yeah.
This is it for our 17 Madison Square Garden shows. We could do. I learned the truth they said. Right?
When I was 17, it was a very good year.
Oh, I better do silver because everybody else did silver. You got. It looks a little bigger in real life than it looks on. You know what I mean? I could play one of those. Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Love
so
you guys,
much.
and thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We'll see you next year.
Hey.
Hey, buddy.
Good to see you.
Again and again and again.
Yeah.
Every year.
I'll see you. You won't see me. I might come back during the set breaks and
Okay.
stuff, but
I'll be
you'll
here.
probably be busy.
I'll be here.
All right.
And Fish had been out all night. Did I tell you this story?
Yeah, no, I remember this. I remember there's some George Harrison involved.
He came home and he was like, got on the couch and went to sleep. And then we started having this huge fight, you know?
Yep.
I was kind of in shock. And Fish had been asleep for like an hour on the couch. And I ran out. I was like, Fish, we gotta go. He like jumped right up. He was like, okay, where are we going? Having slept for like an hour. And we just drove around until the OP opened. Went out and got beers at 11 o'clock in the morning. Give me love, give me love. It was such a great day. It's weird how bad things
Yes.
sometimes end up being the best days.
They're liberating. I look back on some dark times and I'm like, well, it seemed rough at the time, but there was a certain excitement and a certain freedom and that when it went away, I wasn't sad, but I was like, I'm never gonna feel like that again.
Like you feel alive or something.
Yeah, you were like just so alive in every moment, in every moment.
You do what you gotta do.
It's not quite. No, yeah, I know. It's ever since you told me. I haven't even read the book yet. It's already loosening up.
It's already worked. You're gonna read the introduction.
I was telling Trey, like, my arms getting a little sore during about 2/3 through the second set. I was like, no, they're not. It's just my hips telling me that they're sore. It's sore at all. But they feel good.
Well, now everyone's together on the Soul Planet. There's one beating heart on the Soul Planet. There's room for everyone on the Soul Planet. There's space for everyone on that Soul Planet. There's 10 million colors on the Soul Planet. Speak the language of love on that Soul Planet. We're screaming through space. We're screaming through space, and everyone's together. And there's one big ocean, and the ocean is love. Everybody's reaching, yeah, 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 yeah. The ocean is love, the ocean is love, the ocean is love. Wind is the music, so planet. Wind is the music, so planet.
I always think about that scene in The Last Waltz where Robbie Robertson is saying, we've been on the road for 15 years and it's an impossible life, so I want to stop. I got to look at that a little bit like, really? 15 years? That's all you can take? Come on, man. Like, I'll never stop.
It could be kind of lonely and kind of sometimes or whatever it is, and but who cares? It's like, it's the best. I'm never gonna stop.
We have end of show.
I don't want to stop.
I'm living in an endless dream where the moments run together in a winding stream. I look in your familiar eyes and watch the moon's reflections rise while angels in the garden ingest the light with pulsing wings and timeless sight. The cool evening air moves through. These are my sunset days with you. We're walking on the cobblestones along the road that leads us home. You're laughing loud, your eyes agleam through the muted reds of autumn's dream. You are my sun, you are my soul. You are my truth, you keep me whole. And hold me till the night is through, and make the daytime bright and new. So stay here in my endless dream, where moments run together in a winding stream. There's nothing that I'd rather do than spend my sunset days with you. And spend my sunset days with you.
I like that, man. Do that, man. Record that.
Yeah.
Just let that go a few times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's really, it's kind of Nordic,
I like
too.
that better than the B section we just did.
That's been all good.
It's actually good. That's
a good intro.
Don't be scared to do like 6 of them, at least.
Do more than you think is good.
Yeah.
Oh, more. Yeah, come on.
It's getting better.
All right. Okay.
All right, now let's reel it back in, gentlemen.
All right, boys.
Okay.
Reel it back in. Reel it back in.
That was fun.
6?
And let Fish hit like a cymbal at the end.
Maybe we should maybe we should do an end note because that's
like a gong. I'm fucking here. You're fucking there. I'm fucking here. Fucking there.
Such a good. We should really do that.
It's right here.
You do it.
You're fucking there.
Fucking
there. You're fucking there. You're fucking here. You're fucking there. Fucking here. Fucking there. Fucking there. Fucking here. There.
Finland.
Come on. It's good. You know it.
All right. You got that, Bryce?
I got it. Moving on.
Next song.
It's a good thing we proved that one.
Yeah. Good thing we came back today.